I'm Jason with More Handy, and one of the things that I've observed is that people seem to be either terrified of or they really want to have their ductwork cleaned. Now, certainly I can understand why there's some healthy skepticism about duct cleaning, and so the purpose of this video is to really ask a handful of common questions that I get asked about duct cleaning and hopefully help to answer those in such a way that after watching this video you'll have a good idea of whether or not you're a good candidate for duct cleaning, and if you are, how to avoid being taken advantage of. The first question of do I need duct cleaning? If your ductwork is in the floor and you walk where your vent registers are, you're more likely to need your ducts cleaned than someone who has their vents in the ceiling. But just because your ductwork may be in the ceiling, you're definitely not off the hook. There are a lot of factors that can add up, or any one of them by themselves can justify a duct cleaning, whether your ductwork is in the floor or the ceiling. Construction in your area, dusty projects around your home, pets, your filter change schedule, and even your personal habits can all have an impact on how often or whether or not your ductwork needs to be cleaned. Even if your home is fairly new, it's very likely that your contractors were running your air conditioning or heating system while they were working inside of your home. Flooring and especially sheetrock can both have huge impacts and leave quite a bit of garbage within your ductwork, even though your house is fairly new. So moving on to the next question, is it worth it? This largely depends on how it's done and what services were provided. And what I mean by how it's done, there's a lot of highly specialized equipment that comes with cleaning your ductwork. And if someone shows up at your house and all they have is maybe a dust mop, some sort of duster on a pole, and a shop vac, you're almost certainly not going to get a good duct cleaning job. So in that case, I would say no matter what you paid, it's probably not worth it. To the other half of that question about the services provided really comes down to two things. The first one is the person that's doing your work a licensed HVAC contractor? If they're not a licensed HVAC contractor, there are certain services that most HVAC companies will include with the duct cleaning that they're not allowed to do by law. For instance, just checking the level of refrigerant in your system is something that they will not be able to do unless they are licensed HVAC contractors. Now, that isn't to say that someone who doesn't have an HVAC license can't do a good job of just cleaning the ductwork, but it is to say that they're not going to be able to look for the common points of failure within your air conditioning system. The single largest benefit to using an HVAC contractor to do your duct cleaning is the fact that they can do a system maintenance and inspection while they're there cleaning your ductwork. It also depends on what your expectations are. Having your ductwork clean does not mean that your ductwork will now pass a white glove inspection. Duct cleaning gets debris and other large particles and dust out of your ductwork almost 100%, but it just can't get it all. Cleaning ductwork so clean that it's back to like new condition would almost require taking the ductwork apart to get this done. And at that point, it just isn't cost effective. You might as well just get new ductwork. So long as you go into ductwork cleaning, knowing what you're paying for and knowing what to expect, I think most people would agree it's absolutely worth it. Question 3, is it a scam? Duct cleaning does take a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of skill, but at the end of the day, all of the knowledge and skill in the world cannot replace the necessary equipment that's required to do a good job on ductwork cleaning. There's just no way around the fact that in order to do a good job in cleaning ductwork, you're going to have some equipment, and some of that equipment is fairly expensive. So I'll go ahead and say with some confidence that unless your duct cleaning crew has a commercially made vacuum system that is specifically designed for duct cleaning, you are likely being scammed. Another indicator that you might be getting scammed are the buzzwords like mold and toxins and poisons and hazards and carcinogens. Although the ductwork in almost every home has some level of pollen, possibly mold spores, and all other sorts of things that can be toxic, those things are present in higher concentration in your ductwork simply because your ductwork is not somewhere that you can clean every day. But in no case have I ever told someone that if they didn't get their ductwork clean, that their health was at risk. Now, just in case you're thinking that mold in ductwork is a health risk, you're absolutely right, but I'll come back to why I don't clean mold out of ductwork here in just a few minutes. The bottom line here is if someone tries to make you believe that your home is just a toxic waste pit, they're probably trying to scam you. Although it is true that ductwork does contain some level of things that we may call toxins and mold and pollen and allergens, duct cleaning is not about sterilizing your home, it's about improving the air quality. What does it cost? This question can partially fall under the last question as well, at least some of it. There's just no way to clean someone's ductwork and do it economically for $49 or even $99. It's pretty common for companies to mail out flyers advertising the duct cleaning special for $49 or $99. But the fact is, these companies are just trying to get their foot in the door so that once they get in your home, you can almost be guaranteed they're going to find a major problem and then your $99 special just turned into a $2,000 issue that needs to be fixed right away. Actual costs are going to vary, but I'll say that a small home should look to spend at least $350, and larger homes may spend as much as $2,000 or even more. Every home is different, and this largely depends on how large your unit is, how many runouts there are, how large the ductwork is, and how long it runs, how easy it is to access it, whether it be in the attic or the crawl space. There are just too many variables to tell you how to calculate what you should pay for duct cleaning. But the good news is most companies do estimates for free, so there just isn't any reason not to have someone come out and have a look at your system if you're thinking about having your ductwork cleaned. And the last frequently asked question, can it get rid of mold? The answer is no, it cannot get rid of mold. In fact, duct cleaning can make the problem worse by spreading the mold around. So let me address a couple of things about mold. First, not everything that looks like mold is mold, and even if it is mold, not every mold is toxic. The best thing to do if you see something that you suspect to be mold is to have an HVAC specialist or your duct cleaning company remove a sample of that mold and send it to a lab for verification and testing. This is completely optional, but one of the things that I recommend is to go ahead and run a disinfectant throughout the system, clean your coils, and anything else that would come into contact with mold spores on the inside of the system that can be removed from the unit and cleaned. Then send a sample off to have it tested, and that way, no matter what the test results say, you've already taken the first steps to eliminate the issue. And if it does come back positive, you can send a second sample because you've already taken the steps to eliminate the problem, and that way you'll know for sure whether you've eliminated the mold or not. And now on to the questions that probably don't get asked that much, but the things that we try to address when we come and talk to you about duct cleaning. The major benefits of a good duct cleaning is, of course, improving the air quality and getting debris out of your ductwork. I think you'd be surprised to see that I found dead birds and snake skins and other sorts of animal evidence within people's ductwork, and that's also evidence of an opening in the ductwork where animals are getting in. A good HVAC company that's cleaning your duct is also going to be able to spot issues and problems within the ductwork right away and be able to get those reported to you. Another benefit that goes with cleaning the duct is the ability that while you're there, you can also seal the ductwork. Sealing the ductwork is perhaps more important than just cleaning the ductwork alone. If your ductwork is leaking, you can be guaranteed that you're blowing conditioned air either into the crawl space or into the attic of your home, and that actually creates a slight positive pressure environment in these non-living spaces and creates a slight negative pressure in the living spaces. In a nutshell, the negative pressure inside of your home causes any window that may be leaking or door seals or even the areas around your air conditioning register to allow air to come in either through your attic, through your crawl space, or just from outside. Crawl spaces and attics are notorious for bringing in dust and odors, and sealing your ductwork goes a long way to stop that almost 100%. Sometimes you can even see the evidence of air being drawn in from a floor or an attic. It's usually easier to spot in an attic area because the white ceiling tends to highlight the black dust that's drawn in and filtered through your cellulose insulation. Of course, sealing your ductwork also makes your home more energy efficient. But in the end, your ductwork is just like any other part of your home and periodically needs to be cleaned. And at the end of the day, if you're getting your ductwork cleaned, do it because you want your ductwork clean and want to improve the efficiency and air quality in your home, and not because someone scared you into believing that you had a health risk blowing air throughout your house. So hopefully that clears up some of the questions about ductwork, and if you think of something that I missed, go ahead and drop that in the comments down below, and I'll try to address it in a later video, or at least address it in the comments. So until next time, this is Jason with More Handy.